everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I got a very special Patreon request, and honestly it's not just any request. This one asked me to listen to this song on this exact date because today marks 50 years since the tragedy of the Edmund Fitzgerald. On this day in 1975, the Edmund Fitzgerald, a massive ship sailing across Lake Superior, sank during a brutal storm. 29 men lost their lives that day. 2 years later, LIGHTFOOT turned that story into a song, not just to tell what happened, but to make sure those lives were never forgotten. I have never listened to LIGHTFOOT before, but I hear he's one of the greatest storytellers through music that ever existed. I'm very excited to share this experience with you, so let's go ahead!
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy.
Oh.
With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling? The wind in the wires made a tattletale sound, and the wave broke over the railing.
This is very detailed.
And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of November come stealing. The dawn came late and the breakfast had to wait when the gales of November came slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the face of a hurricane west wind.
Wow. This is very detailed, like he was there. Like, without me even knowing much of this story, you could listen to this song and form an opinion. I mean, not even an opinion, but see what happened there and understand. And I feel like as much as this song describes what happened there and the tragedy that occurred, also the music and his voice and the instruments should be appreciated because this is an amazing song. Like, the way he's able to storytell so much and put it into such a beautiful song is just another gift, and I can see why many artists have referred to him as one of the greatest storytellers ever.
When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed you." At 7 p.m. a main hatchway caved in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know ya." Captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. And later that night, when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Oh my god.
Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters.
This is so, like, making me realize that this was a huge tragedy.
Lake Huron rolls, Superior sings in the rooms of her ice water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen. And farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. The iron boats go as the mariners all know, with the gales of November remembered.
Sad. Imagine the wives and the daughters and the sons.
In a musty old hall in Detroit they prayed in the Maritime Sailors' Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early.
I've also heard that it's illegal to take pictures underwater in this lake, and this is what this verse reminds me of, that Superior never gives up her dead, because the temperature was so cold down there that the bodies would be more preserved for a longer period of time, and people weren't allowed to take pictures underwater because they might accidentally get a glimpse of the bodies, which is just horrific and very sad. Which I don't know, I don't think I know many stories like this, and even if I've heard of them, I've never gone into so much detail and I've never known so much information that like this song provided me. So I feel that as much as of a history lesson as this song might be, it's also an experience, and I feel like in a way it's honoring the crew members and not letting us forget about them, carrying and honoring their memory every time we choose to listen to this song, and especially today.
Come early.
Wow. I don't know if I've ever heard a song with such an emotional impact that describes actual facts that happened. Wow, I think that this is definitely one of those songs that goes beyond music. And yes, I agree, this is storytelling in its purest, most haunting form. I feel like the wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald isn't just about a tragedy. It's about real people, real life, appreciating the fragility of everything we take for granted. And hearing Gordon Lightfoot tell this this story, it doesn't feel like he's just performing. It feels like he's honoring. Every lyric felt so carefully written, like he's placing flowers at a memorial. And I could tell that he wasn't trying to make a hit. He was trying to make sure that this man, this moment was never forgotten. It's rare that a song makes you feel like you're standing right there in history, but this song made me feel like that. And I didn't know whether I was supposed to smile or not, because the melodic line was beautiful. His voice, the instruments, they were beautiful. But the story was so sad that I couldn't help to just be there and like learn about these facts that I never knew and appreciate and kind of like keep my head down for those men that suffered this tragedy. And I was imagining it all. I could see the storm, I could see the waves, I could actually feel the terror. I could imagine it when he said that the waves turn minutes into hours. I could feel the panic, or I mean, I could never feel it, but I can imagine it. And I was like really taking a moment. And somewhere in the middle of it all, I started to imagine the silence that followed. That kind of a storytelling doesn't just pull you in, it humbles you. And what really gets me here is how this song doesn't sensationalize the tragedy. It's respectful. It's heavy without being overly dramatic. It's empathy turned into a melody. And even if you didn't know anything about what happened in the night in 1975, like I didn't know anything, or maybe not anything, but just not much, by the end you do, and by the end you care. And I feel like there's something so big hidden in it, this quiet reminder that even the strongest, most invincible things we build, whether it's ships, whether it's people, can be lost in an instant. And honestly, I just feel lucky enough to be able to hear this song 50 years later and understand the story. And honestly, I feel very grateful that this song was suggested to me, because now I can be a part of the people that pay their respects, and that every year, every time they listen to this song, remember and silently honor the men that lost their lives that day. Wow, this was actually very, very deep and of an emotional importance that I hope I will appreciate even more listening to this 10-20 times on from now. Thank you so much for sharing this experience with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!